Welcome back. In this video, you're going to get a complete review and full understanding of the all-new 2026 Lynk Co 07 GT. We'll explore everything that matters, from the exterior design and interior quality to the latest technology, performance, driving experience, practicality, strengths, weaknesses, pricing, value for money, and how it compares with its biggest competitors. If you're curious about whether this stylish newcomer is genuinely worth your attention, stay with me until the end, because by the time this video is over, you'll have a complete picture of what the 07 GT is really like and discover some important details that many people overlook before forming an opinion. The automotive world is changing faster than ever. Brands that were virtually unknown to many drivers just a few years ago are now challenging some of the biggest and most established names in the industry. Among those brands, Lynk Co has been one of the most fascinating success stories. Backed by the enormous resources of the Geely Group and sharing engineering DNA with Volvo, Lynk Co has steadily built a reputation for combining striking design, advanced technology, and competitive pricing. But the 2026 Lynk Co 07 GT feels different. This isn't just another sedan or SUV entering a crowded market. This is the company's first production wagon, a vehicle that blends sporty styling, family-friendly practicality, and electrified performance into a package that immediately grabs attention. The moment you first see the 07 GT, it's clear that Lynk Co wanted this car to stand out. In a world where many vehicles seem to blend into one another, the 07 GT feels bold and confident. The front end carries the brand's distinctive design language with its signature split lighting arrangement and sculpted surfaces. The headlights appear almost like a pair of sharp eyes focused on the road ahead, giving the car a futuristic personality without looking overly aggressive. Move around the vehicle and the proportions become one of its biggest strengths. Unlike traditional wagons that prioritize practicality above all else, the 07 GT manages to look athletic and elegant at the same time. The roofline flows smoothly toward the rear, creating a silhouette that feels more like a premium shooting brake than a conventional family estate. The blacked-out pillars create a floating roof effect, while the muscular rear shoulders add visual strength. It's the kind of design that makes people turn around for a second look in a parking lot. What makes the styling particularly interesting is how it balances emotional appeal with everyday functionality. The longer roof and extended cargo area provide real-world benefits, yet the car never feels bulky. Instead, it carries itself with the confidence of something much more expensive. In fact, from certain angles, it has the visual presence of premium European wagons that traditionally dominate this segment. As impressive as the exterior is, the real test begins when you step inside. This is where many new brands either prove themselves or reveal their weaknesses. Fortunately, the 07 GT makes a strong first impression. The cabin feels modern, clean, and thoughtfully designed. Rather than overwhelming occupants with complicated controls, Lynk Co has created an environment that feels technologically advanced while remaining approachable. The dashboard design is minimalist, but not cold. Materials appear carefully selected, and the overall execution gives the cabin a premium atmosphere. Soft-touch surfaces, tasteful trim elements, and attention to detail create a space that feels more expensive than its expected price point suggests. There is a clear effort to make occupants feel like they're sitting in a vehicle from a higher segment. Comfort is another area where the 07 GT shines. The seats provide good support for daily commuting while remaining comfortable during longer journeys. Front occupants enjoy an airy and spacious environment, while rear passengers benefit from generous legroom and headroom. This is particularly important because many stylish wagons sacrifice rear passenger comfort in pursuit of a sportier appearance. The 07 GT manages to avoid that compromise surprisingly well. Imagine a typical family road trip, hours on the highway, luggage packed in the back, passengers scrolling through their phones, and music playing softly in the background. This is exactly the type of scenario where the O7 GT makes sense. It delivers the practicality people need without forcing them to drive something that feels purely utilitarian. Technology has become one of the main battlegrounds in the automotive industry, and Lynk Co understands that modern buyers expect more than just transportation. The O7 GT arrives packed with digital features designed to make daily life easier and more enjoyable. Large displays dominate the cabin, providing access to navigation, entertainment, vehicle settings, and connectivity functions. What matters most isn't the size of the screens themselves, but how they integrate into everyday driving. The system feels designed around usability rather than simply looking impressive in a showroom. Drivers can quickly access the information they need without unnecessary distractions, which becomes especially important during busy commutes or long-distance travel. Connectivity features are expected in modern vehicles, and the O7 GT aims to keep drivers connected to their digital lives. Smartphone integration, voice commands, connected services, and over-the-air updates help ensure the vehicle remains current long after it leaves the showroom. In many ways, the car feels less like a traditional automobile and more like a constantly evolving technology platform on wheels. Safety is another area where expectations are incredibly high today. Buyers want vehicles that not only protect occupants in the event of an accident, but also help prevent accidents from happening in the first place. The O7 GT responds with a comprehensive suite of driver assistance technologies, features designed to monitor surrounding traffic, assist with lane positioning, maintain safe distances, and reduce driver fatigue, contribute to a safer driving experience. What's particularly valuable is how these systems work in everyday situations. Whether navigating heavy city traffic, tackling long highway journeys, or dealing with unexpected hazards, modern safety technologies can reduce stress and increase confidence behind the wheel. For families, that added reassurance is often just as important as performance or styling. Speaking of performance, this is where the O7 GT becomes especially interesting. Beneath its sleek body lies an electrified powertrain designed to deliver both efficiency and excitement. Rather than focusing solely on headline numbers, the real story is how the power is delivered. The combination of turbocharged combustion power and electric assistance creates smooth acceleration that feels effortless in daily driving. Pulling away from a traffic light, merging onto a highway, or overtaking slower traffic requires minimal effort. The electric motor contributes instant response, helping the car feel quicker and more responsive than many traditional gasoline-powered rivals. At the same time, the plug-in hybrid setup offers the possibility of significant electric-only driving for shorter journeys, reducing fuel consumption and making daily commuting more efficient. The driving experience itself strikes an appealing balance. Some vehicles focus entirely on comfort, while others prioritize sportiness at the expense of refinement. The O7 GT attempts to live in the middle ground. It feels composed and stable at highway speeds, yet still responsive enough to make winding roads enjoyable. The steering is predictable, the chassis feels well controlled, and the vehicle maintains a sense of confidence through corners. It may not be a hardcore performance machine, but it doesn't need to be. Instead, it delivers the kind of balanced driving character that works exceptionally well in the real world. It's comfortable enough for everyday use, yet engaging enough to remind you that driving can still be enjoyable. Practicality remains one of the strongest arguments in favor of the O7 GT. This is, after all, a wagon. The rear cargo area provides the kind of versatility that many sedans simply cannot match. Whether transporting luggage, sports equipment, shopping bags, or bulky items for a weekend project, the extra space quickly becomes valuable. This flexibility is often underestimated until people actually live with a vehicle. Owners may not use the full cargo capacity every day, but when they need it, they're grateful it's there. The O7 GT provides that versatility without forcing buyers into a larger SUV, which many drivers increasingly find unnecessary. Of course, no vehicle is perfect, and the O7 GT has a few challenges to overcome. Brand recognition remains one of the biggest obstacles. While Lynk Co has grown rapidly, it still lacks the decades of heritage enjoyed by some established competitors. Some buyers may also have questions about long-term ownership, resale value, and dealer support, depending on their market. There is also the reality that highly digital vehicles depend heavily on software quality. As with many modern technology-focused cars, the ownership experience will be influenced not only by hardware, but also by how effectively the software ecosystem evolves over time. Yet when we look at the strengths, they are difficult to ignore. The design is distinctive, the interior feels premium, the technology package is competitive, the powertrain is modern, and the practicality is excellent. Most importantly, it offers something increasingly rare in today's market: personality. Pricing could ultimately become one of the most important factors in the vehicle's success. If Lynk Co positions the O7 GT aggressively, it could attract buyers who might otherwise consider premium European alternatives. The value proposition becomes even stronger when you consider the level of equipment, technology, and electrification included in the package. When compared with rivals, the O7 GT occupies a unique space. Traditional premium wagons from Europe often command significantly higher prices. Many SUVs offer practicality, but lack the driving dynamics and sleek proportions of a wagon. Some electric alternatives provide advanced technology, but sacrifice long-distance flexibility. The Lynk Co attempts to bridge these worlds, offering a blend of style, practicality, efficiency, and performance that feels refreshingly different. Perhaps that's what makes the O7 GT so important. It's not merely another new model, it's part of a broader shift happening throughout the automotive industry. Chinese manufacturers are no longer focused solely on affordability. Increasingly, they're competing on design, technology, innovation, and overall ownership experience. The O7 GT represents that evolution in a very visible way. By the time you spend a few moments studying this vehicle, you begin to understand that it isn't trying to imitate established competitors. Instead, it's attempting to create its own identity. It takes familiar ingredients, wagon practicality, hybrid efficiency, premium styling, and advanced technology, and combines them into something that feels genuinely fresh. The 2026 Lynk Co O7 GT may not be perfect, but it doesn't need to be. What it does exceptionally well is challenge expectations. It proves that a practical family vehicle can still look exciting. It demonstrates that advanced technology can coexist with everyday usability. And it reminds us that some of the most interesting automotive stories today are coming from brands willing to take risks. As the automotive landscape continues to evolve, the O7 GT feels like a glimpse into where the industry is heading. Stylish, connected, efficient, versatile, and designed for modern life. Whether it becomes a global success or remains a niche favorite, it has already accomplished something important. It has made people pay attention. And that's exactly why the 2026 Lynk Co O7 GT deserves a closer look. If you enjoyed this deep dive and found it helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear whether the O7 GT would make it onto your shortlist, or if you'd choose one of its competitors instead. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.